जय हिंद दोस्तों, आप सभी का स्वागत है आपके अपने सैनिक वेलफेयर यूट्यूब चैनल में। दोस्तों, कल चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ ने एनुअल प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की और उस एनुअल प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के दौरान पत्रकार ने कुछ इस तरीके के सवाल पूछे कि पूर्व और वर्तमान सेना प्रमुख के बीच मतभेद खुलकर सामने आए और इस पर्स के ऊपर सेना प्रमुख ने क्या कहा, वो सारी चीज़ें आप लाइव सेना प्रमुख के माध्यम से सुनिए।
Sir, you talked about in your opening reference about अग्निपथ स्कीम और आपने कहा कि बहुत सकारात्मक फीडबैक आपको फील्ड से मिले हैं। 2 साल हो गए स्कीम को। So going by these experience, would you politely disagree with your previous chief assertions that this scheme was thrust upon you? Army has suggested a very small scale scheme, but finally when it came from PMO, it was much larger scale, and other 2 services came. It came as a blow from bolt. So would you disagree with these assertions?
With respect to the Agniveer scheme, I did mention in my initial remarks that the feedback from the ground or from our unit is positive. Now, in terms of what comments by my predecessor, it will be unfair for me to say anything on that. But I just wish to reiterate here that the final framework structure of the Agnipath scheme that came about, it happened after an iterative process, after consultations, and it took into account whatever issues we had to put across. So that is, now from here on, we need to move forward, and like I said, the acceptability, the positivity, the ownership, the integration of the Agniveers in the units, that is happening well. There are few challenges in terms of training, but most of them at the tactical level, which entail tweaking of our policies in terms of how do you deal with, shall we say, a limited training period, or if somebody misses 30 days, we now saying that, okay, instead of 30, if he misses 45, we'll give him another chance. Or we are harmonizing the physical and firing standards between the Agniveers and regular soldiers. So these are some of them, I would say, more in the realm of management issues, pay and allowances, which as we are moving forward, we are picking these issues up based on the feedback. And this is something which we are able to successfully do within the army at the internal level.
Sir, I'm Huma Siddiqui from the Financial Express. My question is related to the veterans. There was a platform created for them, Sparsh, to disburse their pensions. There are a lot of technical issues that they are facing, and the pensions are getting delayed. So what are you planning to do to address that problem?
There was a talk, or there was a mention about Sparsh. I'm aware there was a lot of issues with respect to what are the challenges. But let me upfront mention that the Sparsh, which is of course to do with the automated dispersal of pension emoluments, which was rolled out in 2021, August of 2021, it has benefited a large number of our pensioners. And I'll just highlight 7-8 issues. You have, since it's an automated system, it is transparent, less chances of mistakes, minimum rejections. There is no movement of documents, pension documents from one place to the other. You can do live monitoring of whose entitlements and whether the entitlements have reached the right person. The digital life certificate, which earlier you had to physically move around and show it to somebody. That has been done away with. You can upload it on the system. There is uniform interpretation of policies and regulations because the human interface, human element has been taken off. So these were some of the benefits. And in terms of how many have benefited in what quantum, large number of our pensioners, including legacy pensioners, have received their emoluments based on the rates which get revised from time to time without having to do anything. So these are some of the benefits. Yes, there are some challenges. I would say just as any new system would have, the teething problems before it stabilizes. But let me assure you again that within the Army, within the Department of Ex-Servicemen Welfare, we have a robust mechanism where we sit down very frequently, and whatever issues that the pensioners have, ex-servicemen have in terms of their grievances, is getting addressed in a proactive manner. To the extent I get briefed every 15 days on how many have been onboarded. So out of our 24 lakh pensioners, as on date we have 21.89 lakh who have already there. Some who are in far-flung areas, some who are perhaps abroad. I mean, there is a challenge, but we are now again proactively reaching out to them. So this challenge is only of the legacy pensioners, but they are also important to us. But we are again addressing them because there is some, data issues between the banks, what they had in their core banking system and in the pension thing. So there are some minor glitches. We are also wanting the service provider to tweak the software to some extent. We've set up our special establishment or a special cell in the PCDA Pension Allahabad where pensioners can call and get their grievances redressed. And the chatbot Samban, which I mentioned some time back, is another area, another initiative which will perhaps address this problem.
तो दोस्तों ये थी जानकारी स्पर्श और अग्निपथ स्कीम के संदर्भ में। फिर मिलेंगे आपके वेलफेयर से जुड़ी किसी अन्य जानकारी के साथ अगली वीडियो में। तब तक के लिए जय हिंद, जय भारत।